Hey folks, it's Blake Butler, Executive Director of the North Carolina Industrial Hemp Association. Again, as we continue with our series of interviews with association members. And we're real pleased to have our good friend Chip Miller from Abundant Labs right here on this Zoom interview. Thanks so much, Chip, for joining us.
You bet, absolutely.
So Chip, we've known each other for a few years, but I've never really asked you what got you into hemp and then led you into starting Abundant Labs?
Oh, wow. Well, I do a lot of work with some hedge funds in the tax credit world. They have a number of investments in farming, and we're very interested in getting involved in hemp, and knew that an organization that I'm a part of had worked to put money into some farming out west. Right. And so we started down the path 2 years ago, and we were actually looking at farming and cultivation in the beginning. And after a lot of discussion, we decided to move more into the extraction side, created some fantastic partnerships with a number of your members, and we built out this extraction lab, and looking to see where the future takes us.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, the bulk of your business is coming from that CBD isolate, some custom distillate. So you obviously have a way that you've worked with farmers and others, growers in the past. So let's talk about that. I know you've taken in biomass when, contracts have allowed you to, but kind of give us an idea of how does one work with Abundant Labs?
Yeah, so we did something last year as we entered the business that we thought was real important. Rather than going out and writing a bunch of future contracts that we didn't necessarily know that we could follow through with, right. We hand-selected a few farmers that we knew we could get a consistent crop from, and actually invested in their farming practices, and helped them out with some technology and some research and development. And then that guaranteed a certain portion of the crop. Of course, with the way things have gone this past year, we've ended up taking a bulk of their product into here, as opposed to the portion that we had originally contracted with them. This year, what we're doing is we're working with farmers, specifically trying to identify specific areas of what our customers are wanting. For example, we've got a virtual tour going on today for a client out of Georgia who has a very specific element of the derivatives that they want into their products, certain miners and that sort of thing. So
I'm glad you're touching on that, Chip. When you and I've talked in the past, quality control, genetics, yes. You love to focus in on that, but rightfully so.
Well, and what we've tried to do here is we built a facility out that allows us to consistently move through a process that we can keep real tight controls of. Mm-hmm. So for us, we've got a system here that we feel works, and to get the same thing every time for our client, it depends on the farm. Right. And so, we're looking for farmers who care about their genetics, care about their plants, monitor their operations on a consistent basis. This isn't a hobby for them. This is real stuff, and they want to try to grow their business the same way we want to grow ours. So that's
you bring in that data, right? You bring in that data from those folks you work with, and start working with that data to see, those best case scenarios, as you mentioned, really
Absolutely.
Help farmers find sustainability.
Absolutely. Part of what we did last year was we collected a lot of the analytics, and we're able to keep those in and create some best practices out of that was specific for what we thought we needed and what the farmers needed. And but the data is really important to us. One thing I'll mention while we're here, we've got a partnership with Warren Wilson College, where we're working with a genetics company who is providing the seed. They're growing. They grew about a half acre last year. They're growing an acre and a half this year. They're using our cultivation license. We're working together. We're supervising the grow, and we're collecting data from that as well. And it's really great to do it with the college, because under that acre and a half, we've got 7 or 8 different growing patterns, We've got 6 different genetics we're growing. We've got different methods for sustainability. So those are things that are really, really important for us with the farmers and with working with the community.
And in just engaging that future generation, as I like to say, all the time, to engage on our space and to, you know, find new ways to do business better going forward. So I see a lot of cool stuff behind you. And just for you folks that don't know, Chips Lab is right outside of Asheville, and I haven't been able to physically go there yet. But any chance for these last couple minutes, maybe we could take a quick virtual tour? Could we move around? You could just show some of the folks some of the equipment. Is it possible?
Yeah. We're because of the virus, we're not at full operation right now.
Right.
But we do have we have a number of people working here and producing some products and stuff. So just to reiterate, Abundant Labs creates raw materials, full spectrum oils, broad spectrum oils, different types of isolate through our systems and stuff. And we do it on an industrial scale. So our facility, when we were running 3 or 4 months ago, we were running anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 pounds a day of flour through here. So, but I'll give you a quick look. Let me see if I can turn this around. And we'll go through the curtain here. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Well, I can hear you just fine. I can hear you fine. It looks great.
This is our main operation here. And what we have is we have an extraction room. We are a ethanol extractor, so we keep all of our ethanol in one specific room. You can see we have 3 300-gallon centrifuges that weigh about 4,000 pounds apiece. And we load those with flour. They agitate, and then we turn the cylinders in there at about 800 RPMs to be able to push as much ethanol off of the product as possible. We go through multiple filter systems and then into our falling film recovery, where we pull the ethanol off. And in the other room in the back, we actually have a 300-gallon winterization system with a cryo freezer, a walk-in freezer that gets down to -40. We have 3 white film distillation units, all of which are built to scale so that we have redundancy in the operation. You can kind of see, compared to the one of our folks over there, Davis, how big that machine is. And then we use a hooded system for doing our solvent reaction for isolation,
right?
Which is that system there. And then once we're done, depending on whether we're going from a full spectrum or isolate, then we come into our finishing room here. And in the finishing room, we have our flash chromatography machine where we do our broad spectrum. You can see some of the vacuum ovens in the back. We have a really neat little thing the guys were playing towards the end of this year with surface area. I'll show you our halo. Nobody's been willing to break it yet. But that's a halo made out of 99.6% CBD.
Oh, wow.
It's really, really, really cool.
That halo could be worked into your logo one day.
Exactly. And then what really makes us special, which you were seeing in the background, is our analytical lab. We have 2 experts with HPLC, one of which we hired over from Genova Lab. There's Stephen there.
Right.
And we do all of our own in-house testing. As you can see here with our own HPLC equipment, we're doing some blending for some folks, some testing, some little research and development and stuff. And we like to make sure that as we move through the process in the other room, we take the product from each of the different parts and then we run it through the lab. What that allows us to do in about 15 to 20 minutes is to see if the parameters with this organic material are set correctly so that we get the same consistency every time. We don't have to wait days for a response from a lab somewhere as to whether or not we're hitting the potencies that we need to. So that gives you a quick tour.
I love it. I love it because,
much.
a lot of growers have never seen the inside of a processing facility and kind of looked at that kind of step by step in extraction and distillation. But we appreciate that very much. So Chip, as folks are looking for options out there, they can find you at abundantlabs.com. But is that something, do you set up appointments and just kind of over the phone? And then if they need to come to the facility, they do? I know a little bit has changed now with COVID-19.
Yeah, right now. So we've always done it by appointment. You can reach us at an email is the best way to reach us by email at info at abundantlabs.com, or go into our website and you can contact us.
Okay, and I'll put that in the comments too, Chip, so people can.
Yeah, reach out to us. We are not allowing guests on the property right now. Obviously, we're doing this virtually. But we are doing virtual tours. We're having a lot of business discussions over video. So we're happy to talk with folks about what they're doing, where they're headed, and hopefully, find an outlet for their flower if they are a farmer. So we're working in a lot of different areas to help with that.
Well, one of the things I can definitely appreciate about your operation, Chip, and you is, even with all this going on, you're developing a program with Warren Wilson, taking your own time to still, prove the point that our products and what we're doing are needed more than ever before as we look for some natural remedies. And so we're trying to do some good, and you're a big part of that formula, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We are incredibly grateful for the organization and everything that you all do, and incredibly supportive. So we're always here for you. We're here for the farmers. We're here for other processors. We've got some, the interesting thing about this whole Corona thing is it's caused a lot of people to pick up the phone and start working together. And we've developed some really neat collaborations with a few other extraction labs and places here in North Carolina. And a couple others, but we're really, really excited about what the future holds for this industry.
Yeah. We'll keep it going, and I look forward to touring the facility myself soon. It's Chip Miller, folks, from Abundant Labs, a proud association member, but doing some great things out in the western part of the state and beyond. So thanks for your time, Chip, and I'll see you soon.
Very good. See you guys.